Alright, what's up everybody? It's Joe from JLW Games coming at you with another cool video. We're back in franchise mode in Midwest Adventure. Again, that park that is going to be kind of like our pre-park before we do the actual big one. But again, this is one of my franchise parks I'm doing with Fluffy the Best, and he's doing another park right now, and we're gonna kind of mix and match and go back and forth between the parks. But so far, it's still just me on this park. So yeah, starting things off, we're going in making a queue line for this Ferris wheel that we placed down in, and it's kind of like our central piece of the entrance area, which is awesome. And I really wanted to actually start doing a little bit more effort into my queue lines in Planet Coaster 2, because I haven't actually done a proper queue line yet. Now, this is not going to be anything like super themed or anything. It's just going to be like a nice looking queue with like some nice planters and just some nice pieces around, a nice little queue cover and everything like that. Maybe some lights and everything. Just something that is nice when it comes to queue lines, and not just your, just plopping down queues and nothing else. And if I really wanted to, I could actually put down a queue cover or like some path covers as well to change the texture. But this queue is actually not too bad looking when it comes to the brick texture. I'm actually not too upset with that. And the only thing is, I wish it didn't have the Planet Coaster logos on it. I know that's something that a lot of people are complaining about with the queue lines, but it still looks pretty good. And yeah, I wanted to do like this queue cover, and it was going to be really, really nice. Now, anyways, I do kind of plan on potentially putting in the tipping bucket from the episode that I just put out. If you haven't seen me doing the speed build for the tipping bucket yet, be sure to check that out. It's an awesome video that I actually built a tipping bucket for water parks. It's on the Frontier Workshop. If you want a tipping bucket for your parks, sorry, excuse me, go ahead and download that on the Frontier Workshop. Otherwise, I'm going to put it in this park, I think. I kind of specifically wanted one in this park, so I definitely kind of built it mainly for that, but of course for everyone else who wanted that as well, because I think it's going to be very popular with a lot of people. We got a lot of downloads pretty fast, so I'm pretty excited to see if people embrace that. So I might go in place of that little shallow pool that we have right now. I did have to go in and build another power generator because we ran out of power already. I'm curious of how many generators we're going to have for this park. That's actually something I'm interested to figure out. But anyways, we only have like one big actual ride in the park, and that is, of course, the Ferris wheel. I did want to start doing a little bit of management stuff, so I did kind of work with like the staffing schedule and the staffing zones just a little bit to kind of get those started, because we also have to focus on management in this build as well, because it is a franchise mode. But I'm very excited of how this park is actually turning out so far. It's actually way beyond than anything that I was expecting. So I'm actually going to keep plowing through it and maybe actually get this park finished at one point. I've been working on it a lot every day. So, and this is only about, man, we've only had it for about two and a half days of work here, and I feel like we've already made a lot of progress going forward. So I've been kind of jumping back between the dry park and the water park a little bit. I'm trying not to go too far ahead. I'm trying to fill in the areas before we kind of move on to the bigger areas, and hopefully we'll get to our first coaster sooner rather than later, but I don't want to rush things, of course. I want to try and make sure everything looks good before we kind of move on. I always have that issue myself. I get a little impatient and want to get to the first coaster, and then stuff starts to look not so great because I rushed it a little bit. So we're not going to rush anything here. We're going to try and keep a good pace going. There's going to be plenty of content coming in, so if you guys want to, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're not already, to never miss these Planet Coaster 2 videos. And if you want to support me further, you can hit that join button to become a member. Members get early access to my videos, so make sure if you want to support further, you can. You're not going to miss out on any content if you don't. Just if you want early access to some of my content, be sure to hit that join button if you are interested. We got some new members lately, so it's exciting. But I wanted to do our first slide in the water park area, and I always am a big fan of those big steep slides that are just really tall, and it's just one big huge slide with a really steep drop. These are always fun and very exciting, and actually kind of scary a little bit sometimes too. It's a nice thrilling ride, and usually there's like 2 slides on them, and sometimes you'll see mat racers next to these as well, quite often. So maybe potentially we'll put in some mat racers later on as well, but for right now I wanted to do these steep slides in here, kind of off next to the wave pool. And I would love to do maybe like at least one water coaster of some sorts, and maybe a few others. And again, I want to put the tipping bucket, I think we're going to put the tipping bucket over to the left side of where we're building right now, for future reference, because that will probably be in the next episode when we get that tipping bucket in, if I do it on screen. Most of the stuff I've been doing on screen lately, so I've been trying to record as well when I work on this park, because this park is kind of like the prelude to my actual big project. So I know you guys, if you haven't seen it already, I have big plans for a huge project that I want to prep up here pretty soon, but I'm still trying to get my feet wet into the game and really start to learn a lot of the mechanics of the game, and really just trying to make sure that I'm ready to start that build. I don't want to start it too early when I'm not ready. So that's kind of like the idea with that. I think it's always a good idea to make sure your skills are proper before you do a dream project. You don't want to jump right into the dream project and then it not end up turning out the way you want. So I'm getting a lot of my building skills on par of where I want it to be, and we're really close to that point. And I figured I would build a smaller park, or just like a normal park, beforehand before we get into that. So we've been messing a lot with a lot of the different themes lately. I've been working with the mythology theme with the dark ride, and also been working a lot with the Viking theme, which is one of my favorites. And then the resort theme, I've been using a lot of those pieces as well for the water parks, because usually you use a lot of the resort pieces for that. And then you have the Planet Coaster theme, which is just your generic theme. When it comes to, like, it's not really much of a theme. It's basically just your generic piece. Modern looking architecture and structures is basically what the Planet Coaster theme is as well. And then we have the aquatic theme, is probably the one I've messed around the least amount with, but that's all right. It has a lot of good pieces as well that we can use, that I've used a little bit of, like it has the pipe pieces and stuff like that. But anyways, it's been going really, really well. I'm really having a fun time building like these towers for these like water slides and these extra supports for the water slides. I think it's been really, really neat, and I've really been happy with how these have been turning out. And of course, we have to do some awesome lighting for our slides as well, because at nighttime, it's got to look really, really nice. We can't just leave it without it looking good. It's got to look good at night too. It can't just look good during the day. It's got to look good at nighttime as well for our guests, because when we're open late, you know, if you don't have any lights and a light package, they can't find the ride. It's gonna be dark. So anyways, yeah, then we go ahead and build a splash emporium in here, because I want to make sure there's inner tubes and tubes that are like those tubes in the wave pool and the pools. I do want to do, probably I might start on a lazy river here soon as well. I'm excited to maybe do something along the lines of that. I think that'd be a really cool addition for the park, because I haven't done a proper lazy river just yet in a park or in this game. So except for the 10-mile long one that I did that broke the game. So we're not going to talk about that. But anyways, yeah, this is going to be such a cool, I'm excited for this project, to be honest. Like, that's why I kept rolling with it, because I'm really excited of how stuff has been turning out inside this build of that I have right now, and it's really, really nice. Didn't think I would be this invested in making water parks in Planet Coaster 2, and because I'm not a big water park person, so I wasn't as excited as probably everyone else for water parks, but I thought it was still kind of a cool addition. I'm having an absolute blast with them so far, and I can't wait to see where it goes from here. The game's only been out for a few days at this point, and you know, I'm going water parks galore right now. I think I've messed with more water parks than roller coasters right now, but that will change here soon, hopefully. But anyways, that's gonna about do it for this episode, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe for more amazing content like this. Hit that join button if you want to see these episodes early, and thanks, and goodbye.